I've never put this on paper before, and I've only ever discussed this with a few people. The fallout was bad, and it destroyed my career. I was a diver in the Navy in the early 90s. Yep, it's one of those. And I was married to, I'm going to call her Sharon, for about 8 years up to that point. Had 2 kids who I absolutely adored. We had problems like every married couple, and I had an idea she had cheated, but she was very clever, and I couldn't prove anything. So long story short, we lived on the side of a mountain overlooking the naval base, and our ship was going to do a run up the coast to another base, as we had been in refit for a few months. We set sail about 10 a.m. and did some stuff in the bay while we tested our systems, etc., and then headed for the other base. About 6 p.m. we had catastrophic steering failure, and we had to turn back using emergency steering, and a tug was sent to recover us and tow us back. We eventually came alongside about 8:30 p.m. Our captain said we could either stay on board or go home, so my mate, who lived a few roads down from me, said he'd give me a lift as I had run to work that morning. He dropped me at the start of my road, and I walked to my place. I get there, and there's a strange car on my verge. The house is pretty much in darkness as I walk to the front door. I look at our bedroom window and I see a bit of light through the curtain, so I know the side table light is on. It's red, as she used to have a scarf that covered it that we used to use when we had sex. So alarm bells are going off at this stage. I open the door and I immediately hear her. She was loud when she had sex. I grabbed the first item I could, which was my son's cricket bat, which is the only reason he is alive today, as if it had been an adult bat he would be dead. I walked into the room to see her getting pounded doggy by some dude. I clocked him with the bat in the head, grabbed him by the hair, and dragged him down the passage to get him outside, where I started beating the shit out of him. My neighbors eventually came out and pulled me off, but by this stage he was badly hurt. Not going to lie, I did try and beat him to death. I got arrested by the military police and taken away. They were fantastic, by the way. Didn't put me in a cell and treated me well, as they all had empathy with the situation. So what happened next? My ex was taken to her mom, who was babysitting the kids so she could bonk her sperm donor. I saw a magistrate in the morning and was sent home. I got charged by the civilian police with attempted murder and a few other things. I got a 5-year sentence for attempted murder, suspended for 3 years. I had to pay him about $5,000 in my currency, which was garnished from my pay. I had to pay his doctor's bills, which I never paid a cent to because fuck him. They stitched his ear and part of his scalp back on, but the biggest problem was his car insurance company. When I got back to my house the next day, it looked like a war zone. Blood everywhere, broken windows, etc. His car was still there, and I found his keys and wallet. I took all his cash because fuck him, and then took his keys and drove his car to an area and pushed it down the mountain. I fought the insurance company for years, but ultimately never gave them a blue cent. There's so much more that happened. I wish I could say we all lived happily ever after, but we didn't. We split up for about 3 months, and then the naval social workers got involved and pressured me to give her another chance. But that was doomed, as I not only didn't trust her, I actively disliked being anywhere near her. I tolerated her for about 2 years and then divorced her. Over the next few years, I pieced together what she did during our marriage, and it's an ugly and sordid story and probably a Reddit thread of its own. I have an amazing relationship with both my kids from my first marriage now, but for a long time their mom poisoned them against me. When my daughter was about 17, she sat me down and asked for my side of events, warts and all. Once we got that out of the way, our relationship grew to the point now that we are very close. My son was very young and didn't really know what was happening because I shielded them from her a lot. But sadly, they have learned what she is like over the years, and now they are both no contact with their mom.